as we said today at the opening of the workshops today, let's say the basic rules, the basic acts, the basic framework for the new policies for the new period are currently being discussed. The Commission came up with its proposals last October and are now being discussed in the Parliament and in the Council. But because rural development programs, for example, they take a lot of time to prepare and we need all the stakeholders involved in that process. At the same time, we have to start thinking now about how are we going to implement the new policy. So it seemed to make sense that we get them together, working together, and that we have the right group of stakeholders all together, the evaluators, the national authorities, the NGOs, working around thinking about strategic programming for the next period and how are we going to monitor and evaluate the new policies.
Now we have moved some way in this direction by introducing ongoing evaluation in the current period. But what we would like to do in the future is to involve different actors from the beginning so that they can develop a shared understanding of the importance of monitoring and evaluation.
We all have to be convinced that what we're contributing to is nobody likes working for something that they feel is worthless. So we have to have a system that counts for something, that can really do something useful. And this means we have to work together to put that together. I always really enjoy it when we have meetings like this and we have a whole mixture of people together from across the EU with their different experiences, because it's just so much more valuable to share experiences and hear everybody's perspective than to be in our little closed cubbyholes thinking. Yeah, we can all think. Thinking is great, but we think so much more effectively when we think together.
And the only thing we got from the only disclaimer we have here on impact indicators is one phrase: it is recognized that the current impact indicators, particularly the environmental ones, have proved challenging for managing authorities. You bet. It was not challenging, it was impossible.
But I would like to come back to one thing which I said in the introduction that is key here. I think there's still a feeling perhaps in the room that this is a top-down approach, that what we are presenting for discussion is sort of a bit of window dressing, and then we will go away and come back in the legislation with the same list. I think I wanted to make this point at the beginning, that this is supposed to be a different exercise, that you get a say here, and you will have the chance to put a cross on some indicators, or red dots. You have the choice between red and green dots. And if we see that there are lots of red dots, then this indicator will be flagged as red. So that what you tell us today will influence also the outcome of this exercise. That's why we are going through. And I agree fully with you. We have to discuss this.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure that we have the opportunity to express ourselves on the overall project at the moment. Okay? So we are discussing the details of it, but not the overall
Today I found the day very useful, and I think it's really useful if we're thinking about the definitions and the possibility of application of the indicator system.
Yeah, we had also different opinions, so we had a lot of discussions, so we were not on the same opinion, but it was good to have the different views.
It was useful it was useful to see the methodology to collect the indicators.
Impressed about and also very happy about was that when member states had something to say, they were not afraid of saying so. It was different from the setting that we usually have. This formal evaluation expert committee, where people are more representing their country. Here, in round tables, they were forgetting this label of country, and they would speak up, which shows that they really have some kind of interconnection and interaction with the Commission, because everybody forgot labels. And that's something that really struck me, because I was not sure that it was going to be that way, and in such a transparent but also nice way. I mean, there was no nature clash.
Well,